or a picture on my Instagram page and tagged Asetek. They responded and they replied and they say they hope I enjoy the pedals. And initially I thought it was just them trying to just be nice so that they get me to purchase. Oh, okay. And it's out.
Hey
Because they want.
guys, welcome back to another video and welcome to NEA Racing. In today's video, I'll be reviewing my Asetek Invicta pedals, what it has been like to own these pedals for just over 2 years, and if these pedals are the right pedals for you in 2025. Let's get to the video.
So, hey guys, as you guys can see right here, what I have here is my Asetek Invicta pedal set. I've had these pedals for just over 2 years. I placed a pre-order on these pedals back in 2022. I found out about these pedals. The first time I saw these pedals was, I think it was an ad from Asetek about making this revolutionary or this game-changing racing pedals. And I actually bought the idea because at first I bought the Fanatec wheelbase and I was planning on switching, upgrading in the Fanatec ecosystem, so getting the V2 pedals as well, because I had used the CSL Elite pedals, and even when I upgraded to the load cell kit, it just didn't have as much stiffness and strength that I needed, because I do have heavy foot when it comes to braking. So I found out I was going through most of the elastomers that I had with those pedals, and that's the reason why I wanted to upgrade to their V2 pedals. But then this came out, and I was really curious about it, so I kept my eye on these pedals. And then Boosted Media made a video on these pedals, and one of the things that I was sold, literally one of the things that made me just enjoy the pedals was on his first try going out on a lap with those pedals, he got faster, simply because he got accustomed to what these pedals do. And it's mostly you using muscle memory on these pedals compared to positions, like some pedals that use position sensors for their brake pedals, just the same way they use for their throttle pedals. So that's all the story coming to why I got these pedals. Now, what are these pedals? They're your traditional throttle pedal, brake, and clutch. But what makes it different is that for the Asetek system, this is a compact hydraulic pedals, which is called the Thorpe. And what the Thorpe is an abbreviation that stands for twin hydraulic opposite rapid pistons. And pretty much how these pedals work is they act as a two-stage braking system, where the first pressure that you add to the pedals usually would squeeze the elastomers, and then after that you're not getting any other movement from the pedals. Then what you're just getting as an input to the braking system is the pressure buildup of the hydraulic fluids inside the Thorpe system, the cylinder. So that's literally how it works. And I would just go. What I'm going to do is take you guys through what it was like for me purchasing this from Asetek, and how it has been for me, how these pedals have been for me over the past 2 years. If I've had any issues with the pedals, if there were things that I felt that needed to be upgraded in the pedals, and if these pedals are actually the right pedals for you. So let's start with shipping and delivery. I was among the, I don't know, based on my serial number being 200 and something, maybe I was number 200 and something, who actually placed a pre-order for these pedals. And based on the Danish law, you actually don't pay any money upfront for placing a pre-order with Asetek, which was really good. So I could keep the money, or did it, put it into something else. And then when Asetek was getting to the point where they would be ready to start or get your order ready, I would bring out the money for the pedals. But this is how they do it. I placed a pre-order for the pedals, and they said they weren't going to charge me based on their laws. And what would happen was I would get a notification when my order was ready. And once I get that notification, I can't remember the number of days that I have to actually pay for the order. If not, the order goes to someone else. So it was pretty straightforward. I placed the order. It was a bundle. I got all three pedals together, and I placed the order when they sent me the email. I think I placed the order a day or two after the email was sent to me, and the pedals arrived. The pedals arrived, you know, I can't remember if it arrived on time or late. I think it arrived on time, if I'm not mistaken, because I was still building my rig. So I wasn't really like, oh, I needed the pedals right now. So I wasn't really, there are a lot of things that hadn't come into, that I needed to add to the rig to make it complete. Like I hadn't gotten a piece or anything. So I can't really remember if the pedals came on time. Now, for my first impressions driving this or using these pedals was when I first applied pressure on the brakes. as you can see now, if I put pressure, you actually, or if I just add a little bit of pressure, you notice some movement here, which I will get to get to you guys, or I'll let you guys know what's going on with this with the video. But towards when it gets to that part of the video. So the first thing I noticed when I got these pedals was how stiff the brake pedals were, and I was like, am I strong enough for this? Is this like what I was going to do and everything? But then with using the software, which is Race Hub, you actually get to calibrate the brake pedals in such a way that you push in the force that you'd usually use as full brake pressure during races. And even though it's not up to the limit of what the brake cylinders can actually take, you can now map it to be that full pressure that you apply is the maximum, brake travel slash pressure that the simulator and the race or Assetto Corsa, whichever one they use in iRacing, would register. So it was it was one of the first things that I noticed. The second thing that I noticed was the throttle pedal. It was way too soft. The springs were completely soft, and it's not something you notice initially until you start to get used to these pedals, and then you're trying to do some throttle modulation when you're trying to ease into the throttle, but because you've applied so much pressure here, and then you want to ease into the throttle, but the springs are too soft, so you're already almost halfway into the throttle when you just wanted to put like maybe 10 to 15%. You're already down to 50% of throttle travel. So it was one of the two things I noticed that needed the brake pedals. For me, I got used to it, but the one thing that I noticed about the throttle was it was way too soft for me specifically. To other people it might be good, but for me the pedals was just the spring for the throttle was way too soft. So over the past 2 years, what are the issues that I've had with these pedals, and what did I change? What did I upgrade? And what do I think? Do I think this are the best pedals for you, or if it needs something to just make it a bit better? So first thing I did with the pedals was I got a stiffer spring from Asetek. It was, I think, $9.99. I think it's still $9.99 if you check their store. Maybe, I don't know if it has a discount. The only problem, I think they have a USA store now, but you would be paying for shipping for a product of $10. So it would be best if you wanted to buy something else with Asetek and then add the spring, so you're not just paying all that. You're not paying shipping for a $10 product. So, and I'm speaking because I'm based in the United States. So I got a stiffer spring, and that seemed to, make the throttle so much better for me, and make the pedal set almost perfect. I know why I use the word almost perfect, and I'll let you guys know, as we go into the video. Now, one major issue that I had with this pedals was about some time. I think was it a year ago? I currently had a job that didn't let me spend more time at home, so I would be like away for like a month and then come back and just get to sim race. And I noticed that the pedals, the Thorpe cylinder, started leaking some of its fluid from right here. And I would clean it up and check, look around. I removed the elastomers, check. I couldn't, you wouldn't really see anything because I think the leak was really, really. It wasn't heavy. It was just tiny little drops that just would build up over time and then leak out from right here. So I remember I did a video, of a breakdown of my entire sim rig, and someone in the comment section asked me to reach out to Asetek because that's not what this is supposed to do. And at the time, these pedals were still under warranty. But guess what? I didn't call them because it was still drivable for me. And this little travel, this little thing that you just see right here, this tiny travel, felt like that stage where like you're just sitting on your brakes, you're not adding pressure, because this tiny, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this little travel isn't registered on the software. When you do this, you don't see anything, but it's a little bit of travel. But compared to how it was when I got it, it had zero travel. So it stopped leaking, and that was fine for me, but it didn't have this travel. But after the travel, it just operated the same way. Although the pressure right now, this looks so much softer than before. This is a lot softer than before. So um as you guys know, this was the major issue I found out, but it was still very drivable. My lap times were still consistent because I adapted to what the pedals were doing to me, or for me. So if you guys watched my video, which I should pop up a link of the video where I mentioned my Fanatec wheelbase and the issue I'm having with the Fanatec wheelbase, which I'll get you guys an updated video to tell you guys everything that's going on with the wheelbase. As of the time, I currently don't have a wheelbase. I decided when I sent a report to Fanatec, 2 weeks after I sent the report to Fanatec, I thought to myself, why don't I contact Asetek and see what they do about this, just to test the customer service of the Asetek brand. And I reached out to them, and it was during the end of the year as well, but 2 weeks after, so it was kind of somewhere around the maybe 24th, maybe after Christmas, I can't remember. And they sent me an email letting me know that they're in the holidays, but once we get to the new year, they would start working on everything. It was like an RMA request that I sent to them. So they asked for my serial number. I gave it to them, and they told me my pedals were out of warranty. But from the video that I sent to them, that they could offer me a new Thorpe cylinder, just this unit, and they'll place the order for me, and I'll pay it. Everything came out to be about like $200 plus shipping. So it was 180 for this unit, and then $20 for shipping. And on the 6th, I placed the order for that, and it arrived. It came in a bigger box with this box inside. It had those air bubble stuff just to make sure nothing happened to this. And this little box came with the new Thorpe cylinder from Asetek. Now, I'm going to be doing a change, and you guys are going to watch me as I change this, and then I will tell you what I think about Asetek as a brand, and I will let you guys know I'll tell you guys why I think if you're planning to go into sim racing or upgrade your sim hardware, depending on what route you're coming from, Asetek should be a brand that you should really look into when if you want to upgrade your pad. Not just because that they have the best products. I don't think they have the best products, but their products are really good that you can actually compare them to the best. But what I would say is that Asetek's customer support is mind-blowing. And I mean mind-blowing. I placed an order for the Thorpe cylinder on the 6th, and it arrived on the 8th. I thought it was going to come some days later, but it arrived 2 days after I placed the order. Mind you, I had contacted Asetek 2 weeks after contacting Fanatec. And Fanatec didn't resolve the issue. I'll let you guys know. I'll give you guys a full update on Fanatec. Let's just stick to this. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is as we go ahead to work on changing this, you guys will see how I'm changing everything. I'm just removing these disconnectors right here. They're just connected by plastic. These are just plastic stuffs that connect both pedals. Got to be careful. Boom. And I already disconnected this prior to starting to shoot this video, so do not be worried. Nothing was damaged. These are just plastic bits. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me erase this right here. So there are 2 plastic bits here that just connect to the clutch, which helps it stay aligned for when you're mounting it, because this is actually sold as a separate unit, and I think it's really nice. The LED strips, they work in harmony together because these are LED strips right here. LED strips right here. And the beautiful thing, I would just be telling you guys things I like about this pedals as I go ahead to change the Thorpe cylinder. So Asetek actually took their time to work on their software, where you can actually use these pedals, the LED lights on the pedals, in such a way to it's actually a good pedal for a content creator. If you plan to make contents, the way that they use the LED lights actually is nice, because if you step on the throttle, hopefully I'll be able to show you guys clips of that after I reinstall this back on the rig. If you you can assign lights to the LEDs of what color the LEDs will flash when you step on each pedal. So currently, I think mine is set by default by the Sim Race Hub software to show green when you step on the throttle, red when you step on the brakes, and blue when you step on the clutch. And one of the things that I like about the Asetek brand is, number one, their quality is really good. Number two, this customer support is beyond. It's not. I wouldn't say beyond, but like they really care. They really care about the customers, because even when I got the pedals and I posted a video or a picture on my Instagram page and tagged Asetek, they responded and they replied and they say they hope I enjoy the pedals. And initially I thought it was just them trying to just be nice so that they get me to purchase. Oh, okay. And it's out because they wanted me to purchase their brakes or their products, and I just felt like it was them just trying to be. Give me a second. Them just trying to be nice with me, with me buying their stuff. But I was wrong about that simply because Asetek didn't. This is where I don't want to get things mixed up. Asetek has maintained that way of treating their customers really good even after purchasing their product, and that's one thing that I just feel that many brands should actually look into, is how do we keep our customers pleased even after they buy our products. And to me, Asetek did a really good job. So like I said, one of the things I liked about Asetek is one of the things I liked about them was, or it is, the open system. A lot of us, when we start into sim racing, we actually think that the rig that we're going to build is going to be the ultimate rig. I thought the same thing too, that I was never going to buy anything for my rig ever again, and that is a huge lie. You see, passion grows. it grows. There's nothing we can do about it. And as the passion grows, it just becomes more. What am I doing? Passion grows, and it becomes more annoying that you thought you weren't going to spend. You thought you weren't going to spend much money buying, going after upgrading your Asetek. Uh, hold on. You thought you weren't going to spend more money after you upgraded your race hardware, and you felt like, oh, this is what you're going to use for a decade or 7 years, 5 years. But then a brand comes out, that makes steering wheel, and you actually like the steering wheel, and then you find out that they make it to connect to the wheelbase that you run, and you're like, oh damn, I would like that. But then you're using brands like Fanatec that will cost you so much money just to have other brands. Uh, this is not as easy as I thought it would be. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. Hmm. That you have other brands. What's it called? You have other brands' steering wheel to connect to your wheelbase or be able to change things like this easily. And honestly, Asetek just came with that mindset of knowing how sim racers actually are in nature. That even when we think we don't want something, we actually do. At the end of the day, as we grow, we get more financial success. We do things. We get better in life. We can spend money on things that we love, and we find ourselves spending money on more hardware. Improving getting better graphics card, getting a better PC, getting a better wheelbase, getting a better monitors. We just keep it doesn't stop. We just keep on spending and just go because technology grows. And Asetek has set their system in such a way that regardless of what pedal set that you buy, you can upgrade it to the top brand that they make. So if you bought a La Prima or a Forte pedal set, you can get an upgrade kit from Asetek to upgrade their the pedals to these pedals. Now, for the wheelbase, I don't think there's a way you can upgrade the wheelbase itself to the from let's say a Forte or La Prima to an Invicta, but you can actually use the steering wheels like the Invicta steering wheel on a La Prima wheelbase, and you can actually use a Forte steering wheel on a La Prima wheelbase or Invicta on a Forte wheelbase, or Invicta wheelbase on a La Prima steering wheel. So it's so interchangeable. Unlike different brands, like let's say the Fanatec, like if you're using a podium wheelbase, then you need a podium module for whatever steering wheel you want to run on the wheelbase so that it be able to give you the torque or whatever that it has. But for Asetek, nah, they're like, nope, you can have it all, whichever steering wheel that you have. And those are the things that really made me love this brand, and the customer service that I experienced from them has has moved me towards them as the path I would take. I have two contenders of brands that I would happily switch to when the time comes when I want to switch my entire ecosystem or switch entirely. And those two brands are Asetek and SimMagic. SimMagic, simply, I've never experienced anything from SimMagic until later on in the video you guys will see. But Asetek, I've experienced the wheelbase, I've experienced the pedals, I've experienced the customer service, and I know that if I ever have any issue with any of my products, I have the right customer support from Asetek. For SimMagic, they sell good quality products at an amazing price. Yes, you pay for shipping and all that stuff, yes, but what you get for the money is like, pooh. So let's focus on finishing this, but I hope these things that I mentioned, if you do have any questions about these pedals or about this cylinder, also, yes, let me tell you guys about this so that people don't get carried away. I remember that after this was mailed to me or shipped to me, I reached out to Asetek asking them that does every customer who owns an Invicta pedal set, does this service apply to every customer who owns an Invicta pedal set, or can someone who owns a La Prima, although I know you have other things that you need to buy to convert, but I just asked the question, and they said that this was a goodwill service. I don't know how you can interpret that. Maybe I'll check it and probably describe on the. I'll give you you guys a definition of what a goodwill service is, and it's a goodwill service. Just in case anyone has the Thorpe cylinder having an issue and it's out of warranty, there's a goodwill service that they offer to their customers. And I really appreciate that they did that. It was clear with me because I told them I do have a channel and I would like to let viewers know the service that I got from them and not misinform my viewers. So if you guys are really looking into getting a good solid hydraulic pedal set for your sim rig, I would highly recommend looking into Asetek. Okay, we are back. You can see I took out the GoPro simply because I didn't realize this at the time, but the GoPro stopped working because it was heating up. GoPros are just, I need to find a better solution for this GoPro stuff, because if I'm going to be doing things like POV views or something when I'm driving, the GoPro doesn't seem to be as reliable as I want it to. It's not even that much of a long video. But yes, I have installed the new Thorpe cylinder. This is the old one. and this is the new one. And it was tricky at first because I didn't look at the instructions, but then I just figured it out, and I'll turn this all the way to the back for you guys to see. When you disconnect from the clutch, you have a screw right here with the Allen key where you actually unscrew this, and the whole of this falls out. After disconnecting this, the pin right here from the pedal itself. Now there's a tiny screw nut right here on the inside of this part of the. I don't know if you guys can see on the inside. So it's something you just need to take note. I was kind of like confused where it fell off from because I could see all this. I didn't really look in here. So when it fell off, I was like, oh, is this supposed to fit somewhere here or something? I had no idea. But I just looked at it. I was like, oh, this too fits. So probably supposed. I looked and I saw this space right here, and that's when I realized, okay, this is where it's supposed to fit. And I ended up getting it installed. And now I'll just connect the clutch back and screw it back to the rig. Just to reiterate on the points that I made or the things that I said about these pedals, about them being lovely and amazing pedals. A few things that you also need to look out for if you want to get any of these pedals is these plates are actually good, but you would prefer them if you wear shoes. I do wear shoes, and the gripe I have about them, even when I'm wearing shoes, is that when you use them more often, they tend to scrub off some of the rubber from your shoe sole, and you end up having a lot of debris on your pedals. And for me, I don't have any issue because almost every week I try to clean up my sim room because this is my sanctuary. Although I haven't done some cleaning right now. I did cleaning on the rig itself and tried to do some wire management and quote. But these are things you need to consider. You can get flat plates from flat face plates, doesn't have any holes, from Asetek, which you just screw right into this. The only thing I would say that these plates have as an advantage over those plates is how you place the plates themselves. These are all holes. These are all holes that you can screw through, and so you can put your pedals in whatever position that you want. And now, so that's you can put your pedals or your pedal plates in whatever position that you want them to be. If you look at my throttle and brake, you notice that the brake plates, I kind of shifted them over to the left a little bit, so that just gives me a lot even space when it comes to stepping on the gas and pedals. I could have done this with the throttle as well, but the throttle position was actually fine. But I might still end up having to move this because of an upgrade that I'm bringing to these pedals. Now, I told you guys when I started this video that these pedals are somewhat, they're perfect. And to me, what is going to be a perfect pedal? Now, first thing I need to let you guys know is I know a lot of people who might be looking at these pedals. I know I'm all over the place, but you guys bear with me. I know a lot of people who are looking at these pedals will wonder, if I get these pedals, are they going to make me faster? And this is what I'm going to say. These pedals will make you more consistent in your braking. And if you become more consistent in your braking, you automatically start to get faster. Because you're using more of your muscle memory while braking instead of you trying to remember your braking position on each corner on every single lap. You spend more time using your brain capacity doing other things like looking at your brake markers, monitoring how much traction you have getting out the turn, or even when you're snapping on the brakes, if your wheels are locking up, whether you need to get off the brakes a little bit or apply the brakes a lot harder to slow down. These are things that you focus more on while just maintaining the right pressure that you need to do. So you're no longer looking at the position of your brake travel, but more your mind, your muscle memory is doing all the work of just applying the right pressure at the right time. And now I said that this pedals are they're almost perfect. And what is the one thing that I feel that would make these pedals perfect to me? And it's some kind of haptic feedback. These pedals are really, really, really good. I do have a butt kicker on my sim rig, but when you're braking hard, especially with this pedal set being so stiff, you don't have any feedback coming from the brake pedals when you're reaching the limits of driving GT3, like GT3 cars, GT4 cars that actually do have ABS. So what is the way to rectify this? Very simple. You get yourself a SimMagic haptic, I don't know if it's the HPR reactors that you can install on this rig, which is something that I have got and is in a box right there. And I'm going to do a different video of my installation of this and let you guys know if it's something you would like to get in order to improve feedback. I will tell you guys, just in case you're looking at what those haptic feedbacks will do, think of them as butt kickers, but like leg kickers. Yeah. So butt kickers kick your butt by giving you feedback, vibrations going through your are coming under your seat, so you feel all that. And so with the SimMagic feedback, haptic feedback that you install on your pedals, you can set one. I got two, and you guys will see them in the video. And the reason for two is that I can set one for traction control and another one for ABS, so that when I'm reaching the threshold or the limit, or my ABS is kicking in, where I'm locking my tires a little bit, I can focus more on. I can know when I'm on the limit and just get off the throttle and be able to understand more of what my car is doing when I'm racing. So honestly, I hope this has helped you guys to make up your mind. I know I was all over the place with all of this because I was trying to reinstall this, and you guys shouldn't feel like, oh, his pedals, his Thorpe cylinder had a leak. I don't think it's a reliable product. Asetek is not an old company when you compare them to brands like Fanatec and the other brands that have been out for ages. But they came swinging, and honestly, with the quality of their products, I don't blame if you watch all this high-end sim racing builders like Advanced Sim Racing and Podium Racing. You see that their top builds either have semi-cube wheelbase or Asetek. And that has to speak volume of what people's feedback is on the Asetek system and how it works. And with their, unlike some brands that use multiple softwares, with the Asetek system, you only have one software that runs everything. And let's say you do get yourself an Invicta bundle, which is something I would get in the future if I'm switching to Asetek. The LED lights actually help with more immersion and things, when you customize the LED lights to give you information that you need. So if you're looking into upgrading your sim rig and you're wondering what pedals you want to get, you've seen the Houston Velt, you've seen the semi-cube active pedals, maybe half that money, you can go that route for a cheaper way, but not, I wouldn't say really cheap, because in terms of price, these right now on the Asetek website, the brake, I'm sorry that I didn't mention the price earlier. Right now, if you go to the Asetek website, the brake and throttle cost you $759.99, excluding shipping and VAT, depending on where you live. And then the 759.99 US dollars. This is looking at Asetek from the US, their US site, and the clutch is 249.99 US dollars excluding shipping and the other things. So that's just the price. By the time you include shipping and all that, you should be paying well. With just the two of them combined, you're already paying over $1,000 for a pedal set, and then with shipping, you probably be looking at close to, I don't know how much it might cost, maybe $1,100 to $1,200 for a pedal set, which isn't cheap. If you look at the SimMagic P2000 and the SimMagic P1000, the hydraulic pedal sets that they sell, which are actually really good quality. So in my opinion, if the money's too high for you, you can go SimMagic. But if you do have the money, I highly recommend these pedals, because I haven't for once been driving and think to myself, is my brake pedal set up right? I don't even think about the brakes, because I just know I have the power or the brakes. What I'm thinking about are other things about, like, oh, are my tires cold? Do I need to warm them up a little bit? Or before I start to push, I'm actually thinking of the things that would make me be faster in a race session or in qualifying. I'm not thinking about the brakes, because honestly, the clutch, typical clutch, is just one simple movement. The throttle, simple throttle, just a simple movement. The major selling point of these pedals, in my opinion, is the brake pedals, which with a Thorpe system. And honestly, if you like companies that are more into, not scared of innovation and trying new things and making their products like kind of stand out, be more compact, and still open for you to enjoy third-party systems, get Asetek. That's all I can say, because I see myself, if I do own an Asetek wheelbase, hopefully they start making shifters and handbrakes. If I do own an Asetek wheelbase, even though if I get to the point where I own their Invicta wheels and own other peripherals that they sell, I would still be able to have a steering wheels from GSI, Gomez Sim Industries, and other third-party brands that just look nice and beautiful. And with the Asetek system and their beautiful quick release for their wheelbases and steering wheel, if you're into being, just being able to tweak and make your sim rig more into the kind of person you are, Asetek is the right way to go. So I hope you guys got some good, valid information about these pedal sets. I'm going to be getting them together and eventually install my SimMagic haptic feedback, which will be on the next video where I do a review of what they look like, how they look in the box, and everything. But if you got really good information that is of value to you about these pedal sets, please please like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and also if you've had similar experiences with me as regards to these pedals having issues or whatever, or if they've been excellent for you, please drop a comment to encourage other people who haven't really bought into Asetek. I'm not affiliated with Asetek or anything, but if you have Asetek hardware, whatever it is, let's just know your experience, how it's been for you, and if you do recommend going to Asetek, what of the products would you recommend? Do you recommend someone going for the Invicta products, or the Forte products, or should people just not spend too much and stick to the La Prima products? Let us know what your thoughts are. Or if you do have a bad experience with Asetek as well, let us know in the comment section. This is a sim racing community, and it's good that we let other people know that, oh, these things exist, so that even when they are going into it, they're fully aware of the things that might happen and not see it as theirs was just one, their experience was completely different from other people. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks guys for watching, and until next time guys, peace.